Hello Aquarius, welcome to your April reading. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Getting you a couple of oracle cards before I kickstart your tarot. Oh, we have quite a few. I will not take those because that will be way too many. Muddles the reading. We have serendipity. Beautiful. Okay, let us get you a star code oracle. We have North Node, future. Nice. It doesn't come up much, but I like it when it does. If you guys don't know where your North Node is, I feel like you need to, there are lots of free websites online where you can punch in your time and date of birth and figure out where your North and South Nodes are. We have reflect on your priorities. Last quarter moon in Aquarius, quite appropriate. Now, when it comes to serendipity, this talks about divine timing. It talks about something happening because it's meant to. It talks about good luck. And it also talks about having faith, leaving it up to the universe to have your back. I feel like a lot of things may be happening around you right now. It could be synchronicities, signs, symbols, numbers that could be repeating themselves. And that could indicate a couple of things. It could indicate that your manifestations are coming true. And it could also mean that there is a spiritual awakening that could be happening within yourself. But I feel like it's almost like, when we're trying to manifest something and we think about it over and over and over again, that just delays our manifestation. Sometimes if we just let go, it comes about when we least expect it to. And with this card, I'm also getting that if you're here for love, there could be somebody around you who could be manifesting you as well. And it's almost going to be like serendipity when you meet them. Like it was meant to be. Beautiful. Now, when it comes to North Node, our North Node is basically our path for this lifetime. Our South Node is something that we mastered in a previous life that we need to leave behind. And the North Node is something that we need to embrace while moving forward. It is our purpose and our divine path. Some of you may have very well had a spiritual awakening, and I feel like you're finally realizing what you're meant to do in this life. And you're focusing on the future, of course, and reflect on your priorities. Make sure you are sending out the right signals and the right energy out into the universe. Make sure your auric field is intact, and make sure you're putting in energy where it's meant to go, and you're not dispelling that energy freely, because we have entered a new astrological year, which is why I'm using the Ostara Tarot, which talks about the spring or the vernal equinox. And this new astrological year gives us a clean slate to work on. So charting out and mapping out our future and our priorities right now is key. All right. That really wanted to come out. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Death card. It looks so scary, right? But it is just about transformation. And we have the Chariot. Beautiful. You could have Cancer heavily in your chart, or you could be dealing with one. And some of you may even have a North Node in Cancer. You should check that out. Oh, wow. All right. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Tower. And we have... Oh, the Queen of Pentacles showed up in the same exact position for Capricorn's reading. All right, I'm going to skim over these real quick before I clarify. A sip of coffee. It's very early. Now, with the Eight of Wands, there is travel or communication coming in. Mercury has been in Pisces and it will be entering Aries soon. And this is that jump start. I feel like you're raring to go. But we have a Tower moment that has happened here already, I feel. And I have been getting this energy for almost every single sign. When the Sun enters Aries, when we have this new beginning, so to speak, when we begin this new year, it's almost like we start putting pressure on ourselves and we start making lists and we are raring to go. But sometimes that pressure that we are putting on ourselves is it's a very difficult burden for our soul to carry. Sometimes we may not be ready to take those leaps of faith and, take that action, but we almost start pushing ourselves to. The tower moment for me is like a pressure cooker. It is having so much bubbling underneath the surface and you just want to explode. And I feel like with all the 12 signs that you have gone through in the astrological year and you're finally restarting, all the lessons that you have learned, I feel like you want to start executing those lessons. You know what I mean? We will see. I'm not going to say too much, but the Tower card is a massive shake-up. It's always for the better because we do have doves here, which represent peace. So anything that has been causing some kind of chaos in your life, I would expect it to be removed. With the Death card and the Queen of Pentacles, there is transformation happening. I'm dying to get a bridging energy here. But the Queen of Pentacles is a beautiful card in this deck particularly. We have herbs hanging on top and we have a shield at the bottom. So this is telling me that you are nurturing as well as protecting either your inner child, it could very well be your own actual child, or it could just be you, or it could be a relationship. Take it how it resonates. It could even be a business for a few of you. And I feel like there is some kind of transformation happening and you're in that protective mode where because you remember I said the Tower does cause a shake-up, it causes a change. And with the transformation card here, you are almost hermetizing yourself. And why I say that is because we have the card of the Crab. So some of you may be going inward and not really associating too much with too many people because you're just trying to soothe yourself and your spirit at this time. With the Chariot card is quite interesting because the Chariot talks about movement, talks about motion that I have been talking about all this while, that action that you want to take. The Emperor usually rides the Chariot and it is his job to balance the light and the dark, these two horses, so that they move in one solid direction and take him to victory. But we have the Two of Pentacles. In this particular deck, the Two of Pentacles is represented by an alchemist who is very carefully juggling two of his inventions, and he's in a sea vessel which is moving along very difficult and choppy waters. And water, as we know in the tarot, represent emotions. I feel like your emotions may be up and down and a little all over the place right now, and you may not be able to control the Chariot as well as you want to. You may be raring to go ahead and plan your future, but I think serendipity is here to ask you to give up a little bit of that control. Let's see. We have the King of Wands. Again, raring to go, having that passion and that drive to do something. And I'm never going to tell you not to take action, Aquarius. And you guys being the crazy scientists and the brilliant scientists of the zodiac, I feel like you're always wanting to invent and create new things. But you are air. You are an air sign, and I feel like your mental prowess and your cerebral energy is very strong, and it can sway you in ways that you don't expect. So sometimes you need to bring the heart into the mix, and the King of Wands is here to tell you exactly that sometimes you need to ask your inner child if it is ready before you take action. We have the Knight of Cups. If this was a relationship for you guys, I feel like there could be an offer coming in after a very difficult ending. And I feel like it's only going to come about once you start nurturing yourself. And this is a theme in many of my readings, and I'm sure a lot of people are sick of it, but I cannot stress on this enough. If you don't care for yourself, if you stop loving yourself and stop pouring that energy into you, you cannot expect someone else to come in and do it for you. Okay? But I do see an offer coming in. The Sun. This is the first time the Sun has popped up in April readings. There is happiness that will be coming your way. And I feel like you will successfully be able to ride that Chariot correctly once you start balancing heart and head. Some of you may even need to strike a work-life balance. I feel like you may be delving too much into work. You need to reflect on your priorities. Is your heart happy? Is your soul happy? Are you putting in energy in the correct places? Strength and the Emperor. We're getting so much fire here, and we get a lot of fire in your readings. That, I mean, I've been saying that for donkey's years. We have the Strength card right next to the Sun, again Leo energy, and we have the Emperor, Aries energy. This is the beginning of the year for me. The Emperor creates his own rules, creates his own attitude, and moves forward with that intention. So I feel like your 3D is ready. Your 3D is strong enough to take action. But I feel like your 5D needs a little more nurturing. Let's get some crossing cards. This is very interesting. 7 of Wands. I feel like you have the upper hand here, whatever you're here for. If you're here for love, I feel like you have the upper hand in terms of you had the right intentions and almost like you did nothing wrong. Okay. And I feel like you can move forward with your life knowing that you did the right thing, whatever this was. Quite vague. I'm also getting, for some of you, there may have been an advance from someone towards you, and it may have been extremely passionate, but I feel like you weren't expecting it, and it came about in a very rough way, and you didn't like it, and you stood your guard. And I feel like that may have induced a Tower moment. That's for a few of you. We have Justice, beautiful energy. Whatever was imbalanced, whatever was not right and not fair, I think the scales will be balanced once you balance your heart and your head. There's a heart right here, and the feather represents truth and wisdom. So I feel like you need to start functioning from both and not just one. The Knight of Wands, yeah. Okay, so whoever this person is, I feel like if they were brash and controlling in the past, and this is a love reading for me now, I feel like with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, they are coming about as very balanced now. If they were cutting and controlling in the past, I feel like their energy is being rounded off really beautifully. There is a transformation happening only once you see your worth. Because what happens is when we want something so badly, all our energy goes into achieving that goal, okay? And we start ignoring what our inner child actually wants. So reflect on your priorities, which is you, and leave it up to the universe. And once you let go of control, I feel like this energy that's coming in will be absolutely beautiful and exactly what you want. Exactly. You need to heal. If another reader saw this reading, initially they'd be like, oh wow, this is absolutely wonderful, there's sunshine and rainbows and all of that wonderful stuff. But there was an underlying energy of you having to heal and suspend yourself and not take action right now. Because it's right on top of the Emperor, you know. So yeah, give yourself a break, take a little time. The Queen of Wands, beautiful. You're shining. As soon as you reflect and do the inner work, you will be shining and gleaming and glowing. And I feel like, you see how this lion has this laser focus in front of him. He's looking to the future. I feel like once you start focusing on maybe even your work, and you start focusing on things that bring you joy, is when that transformation can happen for you. Some of you may even be entrepreneurs wanting to start your own creative endeavors and businesses, and I feel like it's a wonderful time to put your energy into that. The Ten of Cups. I have started seeing the Ten of Cups very differently. I don't know why this shift has happened. Normally, the Ten of Cups just represents an emotional bond and just happiness. You know, a lot of happiness and everything one would want in a relationship. I have started seeing the Ten of Cups almost as the Two of Cups. An energetic tie with another person that cannot be broken. Energy can never be destroyed. It may take on different shapes and forms, but I feel like the underlying current of this relationship is happiness. It is emotional fulfillment. It wants to come about, it wants to happen. But serendipity is staring me in the face. Divine timing. Four of Cups has been showing up a lot. You may be ignoring things that bring you joy. Plain and simple. I feel like you're so consumed by this relationship that you're not being able to look at anything else. This is not going to resonate for everyone, and some of you may get really mad at me for this, but that happens. When we are heartbroken, our heart just wants to feel good again. It just wants to feel happy again, right? And we'll do anything we can to make our heart happy, thinking we're doing the right thing, but sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're just chasing after the wrong thing, thinking it's going to be a balm to our wounds, but it isn't. Focus on your hobbies, focus on your interests, focus on your work, focus on your friends, people who energize you. The sunshine in your life. Who is the sunshine in your life? Think about that. It could be gardening, it could be reading, it could be traveling, it could be anything. Focus on that. And the universe wants to offer you rewards. It wants to offer you bonuses almost for going through an arduous journey like this, but you're just like, no, I don't want it. I want something else, but you're not giving it to me. You know what I mean? Be thankful and grateful for your blessings. Be grateful for everything that is coming your way, and you'll just attract more of it. The Hanged Man. What did I say? It's not time to take action, Aquarius. Suspend your energy. Shift your perspective. Reflect on your priorities. Change your direction. Change where you're putting your energy. Focus on your future. Don't reflect on the past. Last card. The Star. That's you showing up, Aquarius. Your wishes will be granted. I promise you. Luck is on your side. But you need to heal. You do. We do have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like, and we do have the Fool. Beautiful. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. 6. Oh my God, I can't. I'm taking so many cards, but then again, okay. The High Priestess is holding a pomegranate, which talks about secrets as well as prosperity. Some of you may need to hold back a little bit and go within. Trust your intuition. The Fool can only come about, this new beginning for you, this leap that you want to take can only come about once you put in the work. And for some of you, this could even be a new startup, a business that you're starting. I feel like it's a great time to begin something new, but you need to do a little bit of homework first. Ace of Swords, truth and clarity coming in and moving on to calmer waters. I feel like all the chaos that has ensued in your life right now, in the past, Aquarius, I feel like you can expect things to shift. But take out time to reflect. Make sure you're not expending your energy on just anybody and anything. Tower moments can be incredibly painful and they can be incredibly tiring. So I feel like you need to just take a step back and leave it up to the universe, because it's always and always going to have your back. Okay? Now let's get you a couple of tea leaves to close off the reading. Boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. I feel like this has to do with your career. If you have been expending your energy in the wrong places, I feel like step by step start focusing on your work. If you want to begin a new creative endeavor, it's all right to start small, all right? Hat, you will be playing a different role. Absolutely, I like this. This is that Hanged Man energy of shifting your perspective and shifting your focus. And some of you may even be literally playing a different role when it comes to your work life. Some of you may be getting a promotion. Scales, keep your life in balance. What did I say with the Justice card right here? Balance, heart and head, it is very important. I'm also getting strong Libra energy. And we have Owl, good advice from a wise person. Right on top of the High Priestess, there could be somebody around you who is very spiritually knowledgeable, and it could even relate to your work or your relationships. It could be somebody who has more wisdom than you, who can help you map out your future, you know. So it's all right to take help. All right, that was your reading, Aquarius. I hope it helped you guys enjoy April. I will see you next time. Bye bye.